United we stand up, divided we fall. Unity is strength, united we stand up.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Thank you. You're watching IDMI Media Radio and Television. You're watching the Political Laboratory talk show presented to you by Comrade Fritz Misodi. Today we are going to dissect the failure of the Cameroon government to conquer Ambazonia. Okay, and their foolish propaganda that they have been making all along, right? Why are they failing? Why are they not making headway? Okay, the Republic of Cameroon has failed woefully, so we are going to be talking about how the Republic of Cameroon has failed and what propaganda they have been making all along the 7 years. Okay, we're going to be talking about that, and just stay tuned. And please, if you're just joining, please hit your share button. Let's all have everybody on air okay, this show gonna be good. Okay, so stay on air and please let's share and share.
Hello Africa,
hello united we stand.
United we stand up, divided we fall. Unity is strength, united we stand up. United we stand up, divided we fall. Unity is strength, united we stand up.
My dear brothers, let's come together. Two cannot walk unless they agree. My dear brothers, let's come together. Peace cannot reign unless there is love. Oh, my dear sisters, let us stand united. Hold hands together, help one another. United we stand, divided we all shall fall.
United we stand, divided we all shall fall.
Laissez le monde s'unir et relever ensemble.
United we stand, divided we all shall fall.
Where's the better way? I want to get title.
United we stand, divided we all shall fall. United we stand, divided we all shall fall. United we stand up, divided we fall. Unity is strength, united we stand up. United we stand up, divided we fall. Unity is strength, united we stand up.
That you call yours, people can do what has been done to our children in West Cameroon. I call it West Cameroon because you will never take it out of our mouths again, because that is a territory in which we believe in freedom. To go out on the street and demonstrate is a basic right for us. And that is why we are saying that there are two Cameroons that came together. If you are telling us, like a state minister stood here last year and told us that what happened in Cameroon is like dropping a few cubes of sugar into a basin of water. Who is the sugar and who is the water? I'm asking the government bench of Cameroon. Who is that you rape our children? My brother's daughter has been raped in Boya. I swear to you, the government of this country, does the president of this country know that the governors and the DOs and all the administrators you are sent to West Cameroon are out there behaving exactly like an army of occupation? Our people have nowhere to go. We have made all the efforts. Our ancestors and our forefathers trusted you to go into a gentleman's agreement that two people who considered themselves brothers could go to live together. If this is what you show us after 55 years, then those who are saying that we should break Cameroon are right.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Today we're gonna expose La Republic's propaganda machine and how they have failed to conquer the people of Ambazonia after 7 years that they declare war on the people of Ambazonia. We're gonna be bringing you facts about how their propaganda machine have failed, what they have been doing along to conquer the people of Ambazonia. Okay, we all know nothing is good about war, right? Nobody loves war. Nobody loves anything to do about crisis. But La Republic declared war on the people of Ambazonia, right? We are, you know, the thing that you don't want to do is that somebody that you want to live with, you declare war on them. Okay, massacre innocent people, rape women, you know, while you're looting gold and silver from these people, looting their resources. And you know, this is what happened during the Nazi Germany, right? Why did Germans lose the war? You know, they fought so hard during the Nazi Germany regime to protect Nazi Germany, right? After Berlin fell, some 1 million German girls were raped, right? All these things happened during that period. Everyone knows that that what happens when you lose war, you know, the government has to be held accountable, right? Okay, because for the fact of Nazi Germany, what happened? It was utter devastation. Okay, you had war trials, you had this border problem, made millions of people displaced. This is the same thing that is happening today, right? The La Republic government is using this war as a way to sustain their regime. Okay, but how do you know that this war is being lost by La Republic? Okay, this regime has not been able to figure out why they are even occupying Ambazonia. Okay, their propaganda machine, okay, this propaganda issue has many dimensions that La Republic has been doing for the past years. You people don't understand that La Republic has used all means possible. Okay, I'll tell you, the number one thing that they did was to build the morale of the La Republic people, right? That propaganda is to boost the morale of the La Republic population and that of even Ambazonian, right? To be positive and optimistic about that they are fighting against terrorists. Okay, but at the end of the day, they emphasize on that negative aspect of the struggle, making you people think that this thing is not even necessary. Okay, whereas when you look at the history of the people of Southern Cameroon, we join these people as an equal state, right? Equal people, equal rights. Okay. The technique that the public has been using all this while, when they call you terrorists, when you know you're fighting a just cause, okay, that is a propaganda tool they're using. Okay, but generally all the struggles in the world that we know, all the great activists, the great Pan-Africanists, the great freedom fighters have been called terrorists, right? But later on, they have been hailed for their steadfastness. Okay, so what is Latobi doing? They will dehumanize you Ambazonian. Then they will dehumanize anybody called Ambazonia, right? Oh, they say you are like they will portray that kind of dehumanizing technique to see you as evil, as barbaric, as subhuman, right? That is how they depict the Ambazonia, to make you feel that you are not equal to them. Okay, and that is how they want to justify fighting against the Ambazonia, which these are Southern Cameroonians. We join you people as equal partner, right? The way that the dictatorship government is doing is that they will make you feel that this war is just. But after 7 years, you have seen their people crying that they want to stop this thing. I just played Honorable Wiba. Honorable Wiba made it clear that our people are Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, and you will not change that from us. You will not change that name. We are people with fixed boundary. We are not people who just came from nowhere. They want to dehumanize us, want to make us look like people who should not even exist. Okay, so they are using that propaganda campaign to tell their people that these people don't have any right. They don't have any right to even speak. They bring their military and terrorize the place, kill people. When they kill innocent civilians, they put them that they are Ambazonian restoration forces. They'll go and display their bodies. That's how they dehumanize our people. Okay, they have recruited this one they call these people they call black legs. But most of the black legs have even realized that propaganda that they were using was just to try to see how they can, but most of them have gone out of business, right? Because they realized that they were using them. Okay, most of these black legs that were used, they were just being used. Okay, yes. And when you see this kind of campaign, Bia is not only even the regime does not only have this propaganda against Ambazonians. They have a whole plan for Bamilekes. They have plan for Hausas. Okay, Bia obviously favors his tribe at the expense of others. Okay, like I said before, it may appear as though he despises people from your region or this other region. They have a plan already. Okay, when you see the infrastructures crumbling, we feel the same way in Southern Cameroon, where look at Douala, look at Yaoundé. If they cannot fix capital cities, now is it a small village that they'll come and fix, or your small town they'll come and fix? Come on, everything is crumbling, right? But the reality, the man has no sense of management. Okay, the government is lacking any sense to manage anything at this point in time. Okay, yes. In fact, he was just hooked up there by Aijo. You remember Aijo just pick him as a secretary and just say, "Okay, help me to continue this." Okay. Bia never fought for independence like others people. He was just like a secretary general at the presidency, and I usually pick him and put him there. Okay. So this way they do the way Biya is fighting this war is against the people of Ambazonia. You see, they have that people, we call them trolls. Trolls are people who are on Facebook and YouTube and all with fake profiles, fake names, and fake everything. That's what they do. That's what they call disinformation and psychological warfare. Our people are falling for that thing. They have created so many Facebook pages that are fake pages. When you see them, they are pouring all those their nonsense there. Remember, they pay most of these school children, high school students, they will pay them maybe 5,000 every month to be doing those nonsense. Okay, so that is what we call disinformation. That propaganda can involve maybe, they are spreading this misinformation to confuse the Ambazonian people, right? When the Ambazonian people say, but is this Ayok? You are seeing the name there, Ayok, something, or those they'll put an Anglophone name, an Ambazonian name there. You see, is this our people are writing against? But these are Francophones who have fake profiles, and they are spreading false rumors, false information. This is a psychological war tactics. So don't fall for these things. Like probably is crumbling, is using all this disinformation, this way to sustain the regime. Don't help these old valedictorian people who are diaper wearing people. Don't help them to sustain their regime for them. You are too young to be following this nonsense. Look, disinformation, they create fear, they create uncertainty, they create doubt among our people. Sometimes, you see, the ghost towns is very fully respected, right? But they will go and carry like 10 of their people to be riding bikes in town, saying that there's no ghost town. That is how they are doing, and people will say, these people say there's ghost town, but this bar is open, but this bar is open. It's like a public bar. It's a psychological thing that they are using, spreading false information, spreading rumors and doubt among the people, among Ambazonians. Don't fall for it. It's La Republic's tactics. For the past 7 years, we've understood La Republic to our fingertips. We understand them very well, what they can do. Okay. On the international side, they have managed to change the perspective of the international community. Okay. Not, the government is engaged in information campaign to shape the international perspective, right? And they'll be trying to garner support from their allies like France. France is full support, influencing neutral parties. That is why when we say La Republic is playing very, very huge role when it comes to international diplomatic mission. We don't want to have diplomatic mission. We say one diplomatic mission till we reach Boya. Oh, this guy. The La Republic has embassies all over the world, and they have their consulate all over the world. They have their ambassadors, their consular officers, their diplomatic mission going to talk about this crisis. You don't even have one. We are trying to open something that will start something. You people say, no, let's not do it. You know the background work that La Republic is doing. Oh my God. This, when we hire lobby, why do you do that? It's because La Republic already have more than 3 lobbies in America. We don't have one for 7 years. How do you counter this La Republic international perception that they are using that to control the mindset? That is why when I'll play some video here, right? You watch and pick, just watch the video. But what I want you to do in this video is to pick information that are misinformation. Then you understand that the perception that La Republic sell out is very, very different. You see, some of them will call us separatists, some of them will call us rebels, some of them will call. That is a interpretation of the struggle that La Republic has managed to sell out there. Just watch this video. You see, it's a video talking about Ambazonia, right? But if you see the misinformation there, you understand what I'm talking about, okay? You understand what I'm talking about. Just take a look, okay, at this, and you see some point coming out. Please write on the comment section what you think about the video, because I'm playing it because I want you to understand how La Republic is playing the mindset. They can use journalists, they can use their mission to send information, wrong information, okay?
On the deadly conflicts in Gaza and Ukraine, there's another conflict that has been going on for years. This, of course, rather unnoticed in Africa. It seems that civil war is in Cameroon's Anglophone region, and it has rather claimed the lives of over 6,000 people since it flared up exactly 7 years ago. Now, earlier on this year, Amnesty International urged Cameroonian authorities to end the violence and thoroughly investigate the killings, acts of torture and other atrocities committed within the region. However, the Cameroonian government has denied any wrongdoing, and South African-based Cameroonian journalist Hansel Ngala says that journalists from Anglophone regions are also not safe in his home country as they are being targeted. He joins us now for more on this. Hansel, thank you so much for your time and a very warm good evening to you. Let's talk about context in terms of this conflict out in Cameroon, and absolutely correct to say it seems most of the attention has been focused on Gaza and Ukraine, but 6,000 lives equally lost in Cameroon's Anglophone region.
Exactly, Tumelo. Thank you for having me. So you must remember, this is a conflict that for some reason has not had the same, like you said, the same international attention like the conflict in Gaza, but a lot of people are dying every day, and people's lives have in a town called Bamenda, which is one of the largest towns in the Anglophone regions. And he told me that he had heard gunshots, which means that there was probably an exchange of fire between government forces and separatist rebels, or it could just be soldiers firing shots to scare people away, or rebels firing shots. So no one is really sure what's going on because everybody was just indoors. So that's the situation in Cameroon, and that's what has been happening for the past 6 years.
Perfect. Okay. So, according to your own perception, according to your own view of that little, okay, the journalists have very, very little clue about what's going on. One, the journalists on the TV don't even know the amount of people killed. They are talking of 6,000. 6,000 is not the amount of people, of people killed. We have more than, how many? More than 50,000 people that have been killed in this struggle. That's misinformation I'm talking about. Disinformation. Okay? And when they talk about rebels, this guy is calling our people rebels. Our people are not rebels. We are a distinct people, a country that was voted into their independence. We are not rebels, for God's sake. We are a people, Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, that got our independence on the 1st of October 1961. 64 countries voted for our independence. So this is what I'm talking about. This misinformation. La Republic is using these journalists to send out this misinformation to people. Okay? So don't be fooled by this misinformation. Okay? It's all propaganda campaign that they are using when they go out there, and they'll be sending that lies to this, lies to that. Okay? And they use diplomatic effort. They use this media engagement and other forms of communication to send out this disinformation. That's why I say, when for the past 7 years we have been there. Oh, the struggle is moving. We have to do the. You don't know the underground work that La Republic is doing. Okay. And France, believe it or not, we are still in the state of colonization, like many other French African countries. Yes, France is still holding Cameroon hostage as a colonial country. You can conspicuously see it from the currency standpoint, right? The CFA ruled by France, which keeps 50% of the annual revenue. If somebody keeps 50% of your money, what does that tell you? Eh? And the subsoil, France controls. Okay, the oil, the revenue, the rubber, the timber, France control, because the French companies are the one. Okay, so France is so pleased to see Cameroon the way it is, like poorly managed and poorly run today, because this allows France to be requested and to be counted upon at all the time. Okay, it means that the regime now is being held there by France. No matter the ill health of Biya, no matter what is going on, France is helping La Republic for this international propaganda. Okay, and so the only way to really have that thorough independence is to kick France out. That's what Ambazonians have been doing all these past 7 years. We can manage our own resources. We can do our things by ourselves. When we started this struggle in 2016, some people did not take us serious, right? But later on, what happened? More than 6 African countries, French-speaking African countries, from Benin to Niger to Burkina Faso to Gabon to Mali. You see all these countries, these French African countries, rising up. But Cameroon, the government is so corrupt. For 41 years, one president. What do you expect? They want to stay in power, so France have their back. France has their back. Yes. Okay. So the only way to really have because Cameroon is being controlled by that kind of mismanagement and embezzlement, right? Then think about that. France is keeping 50% of your money, right? Then they'll borrow you money, borrow. Then you become indebted. Cameroon is one of the highly indebted country. Imagine. Just because of mismanagement, embezzlement, corruption, and okay. So what I'm saying here is that this crisis that we have today has a lot more than you people see. This crisis is not about you, ghost town or school reopening, or those are just petty things. Okay, the government of La Republique is trying to portray the war as protecting their internal integrity, territorial integrity to their people. But on the long run, this war is used as a propaganda to provide that justification on why they get into this conflict. But what I'm saying is that the people of La Republique have not understood that this government is using them. Okay, because imagine. They present this war as a response to an aggressive power. They call Ambazonian aggressors. Okay, and they're trying to defend, to tell the people of La Republic that they're trying to defend their national interests or fight a noble cause. Okay, and they want to gain support from their military action against the people of Ambazonia. But that is the propaganda I'm talking about. This is how they justify their war. But what is happening today? Most of their people don't want. They are crying, right? They want to end the crisis because it's affecting them. You have what we call economic stuff happening there, right? Crisis going on, oil shortage. So it has a ripple effect on the economy and on the people. Okay, La Republique is good at controlling information. Okay, as they can manipulate. Okay, to follow their own perspective. They have banned so many newspapers. They have killed so many journalists. They have jail so many journalists just because of they want to correct what is going on. Many people are in jail today just for speaking up. That is the kind of media decimation of unfavorable news. That is, they want to prevent that kind of. Imagine they ban one newspaper just because the newspaper was saying that they will be cool. Any very, very censorship, very strong censorship government where journalists don't have right. You hear what that this report was saying, right? Journalists don't have right. But that is what I'm talking about, because you cannot be in a country without right. And what do you expect? Let's take a listen at this report. This report is from French media. I call okay. Just listen and you see how France has. France is taking us and say, oh, these are people who that the separatists and the one doing kidnappings and doing all those things. You see the way they portray the Ambazonian people and the restoration fighters, and you see the way they portray the Cameroon military as a very professional military, right? But this is the way they control the media. Okay, they want to make you believe that this is how it is. Then they have killed about how many thousand people? But if you hear in this kind of report, they'll say, oh, 1,500 people have been killed in this or one. How many Cameroon military have died, have been killed here in this fight? They don't want to tell their people the truth. How many Cameroon military? Thousands Cameroon military have died. They don't want to tell their people because the people who rise up against them. Thousands of people. Yes. So that is what I'm talking about. Okay. But listen to this.
2017, France 24 had interviewed Julius Ayuk-Tabe in Nigeria. He's one of the leaders of Anglophone Cameroon separatist movement. But now he's just been sentenced to life in jail along with 9 of his supporters for terrorism and secession. This is what he was saying 2 years ago.
We are going to separate. We have restored our independence. We are going to discuss the terms of that separation, and then we'll build a wonderful nation that I would invite you in the future years to come and be witnesses to what we are saying today.
The military court's decision surprised many analysts because Tabe was viewed as one of the more moderate separatists. This verdict could lead to a rise in tension in the already restive region. Recently, Tabe had said he was open to holding talks with the government. We reached out to several ministers, but they did not respond. The separatist lawyers made this announcement.
I will personally advise them to go on appeal because it's a total nullity. All what the court did from start to finish is a total nullity. And if the Court of Appeal cannot quash this judgment, then we are not in a state of law.
Since late 2017, armed separatist groups have attacked police stations and schools and carried out kidnappings. The army, meanwhile, has been accused by human rights NGOs of committing atrocities against civilians. According to the UN, these last 2 years, 1,800 people have been killed in this conflict, and 530,000 Cameroonians have had to flee their homes. In 2017, France 24 had interviewed Julius.
Okay. You have listened, right? I brought that so that you can see the misinformation, right? So that we should compare. That was our hero, President Ayuk-Tabe, telling that we are already a country. We have restored our country in 2017. Okay. The French media is very they will try to put something to try to change the narrative. Okay, where do they get that our people are doing kidnappings and all those things? Where? They should focus on the reality. This crisis is about the country Ambazonia, southern Cameroon, that have restored their independence. Okay, we are past that level of talking about things that are not even relevant. President Ayuk-Tabe restored our independence in 2017, right? So the people that are still going back there saying that we are not yet a country, we are not yet a people, we are not yet, then what did you restore? What did you restore? What is the meaning? Go and look the meaning of restoration. What did you restore in 2017? If you restore something, it means that you want to restore everything that you had before, right? You cannot restore a country. Ambazonia has been restored by President Seseko Ayo in 2017. He restored, blah blah blah. Then you come back and say, no, we don't need the diplomatic mission now. No, we don't need. Okay, why do you have Independence Day? Why do you celebrate independence? First of all, why do you celebrate independence, but you don't want to celebrate other things that makes a country? Look, it's only you and only you alone, Ambazonians, that can determine what you want for yourself. Just listen to that. You and only you alone can determine what you want for yourself. If you don't want independence, good and fine. If you don't want to tell the world that you have restored your country, you are to be blamed. Because the world is telling you that you have the right to self-determine your future. Nobody can determine that. So don't expect other people to come and say, go and have a diplomatic mission. Okay, you want somebody to tell you that don't sing your anthem? Will you accept that? It's the same thing, because if you cannot accept that you have a country or that you have restored your country, right? All what we are looking at is to the recognition. So know the difference between restored and recognition. Those two words means that you have a country, you're only waiting to be recognized. And if a country want to recognize you, if you don't have all the ingredients, you want to cook soup. If you want to cook soup, you don't have all the ingredients, that soup will not taste well. Just put that behind your mind. If you don't have all the ingredients of a country, you say you want this country to come and recognize you, this country, they will look at everything that you bring to the table. What do you have? What have you been building for the past years to make me come and recognize you now? You say you're a country, right? Good and fine. Okay, what do you have? No, we want you to recognize us before we will have a parliament. We want you to recognize us before we have an embassy. What? How do you want a country to recognize you before you go and have an embassy or a consulate or diplomatic mission, whatever you want to call it? Or you want a country to come and recognize you, then you go and be fighting for power, go and be doing this, you don't have a constitution. You want a country to come and recognize you, whereas you already have a flag, you have an anthem, you have a constitution, you have a government that you don't want to say, oh, this is a government that we have to follow. Which country that is not recognized don't have diplomatic mission? Tell me one. Even Biafra. I see you people celebrating, Biafra is having a diplomatic mission in Finland. Most of these guys, I don't want to call your names, but sometimes you make people to call your name. These guys of the ADF, you are supporting Ayaba to go and support Biafra, to have a diplomatic mission in Finland. Not even America. Then you don't want Ambazonia you don't want to support our diplomatic mission in America. Oh my God. Sometimes our people are really when we're talking about referendum, the same ADF AGOC people are rushing to go and support that Nigerian guy, the Nigerian he comes the Prime Minister of Biafra for their referendum. When we want to talk about referendum, no, referendum means we have been defeated. The same Ayaba who is supporting Biafra is saying that referendum means we have been defeated. What kind of mentality is that? How do we have to accept our own independence? The most way countries can come to recognize us. Let me tell you this. You have seen example of Somaliland. We had meetings with them. Let me tell you that. See, they fought for many years. They said, had they known what we know today, they wouldn't have been in that position today, because they would have made sure they have everything in place, so that the world would just say, okay, you go. Well, we are tired of you, go. That's how you recognize yourself. It's the people accepting their independence. It's not running behind international community. No. If you people cannot accept your independence, who will come and accept you for you? You are telling the world, I'm here, I have this, I have everything. When you go and meet diplomats, what do you present to them? So you go and present an empty country. Oh, we have land, telling them the history. All these diplomats are young people. Oh. Don't see that they are old. That you go and sit there and be telling them 1960 things. They want to see what you're doing now. What are you doing? Okay, what show us what you have been doing to say that you want us to recognize you. That's what they're talking to you, right? What do you want to do? Biya is using that, like I was saying, it's a propaganda campaign. That censorship of journalism, censorship of the activists, jailing people, controlling the media outlets, decimation of fake information. All these things are part of the campaign. But I wanted to play that video just because for you to understand what is, you see. But while propaganda can be a very powerful tool, right? Its effectiveness depends on various factors. La Republic has not been able to use all those factors, and it's working against them. Okay? Yes, it's working against them. Now, let me show you that La Republic is losing the war. Let me show you things that will tell you that La Republic is losing the war. Okay? Because it's very, very complex for you to see it physically, right? But there are trends of events that will prove to you that La Republic is losing this war. Okay, I'll go to prove to you that La Republic is losing the war. Okay, first, the military. Okay, before we heard of hundreds of Cameroon military that abandoned the war. You have seen that for the past 7 years. Majority of those militaries are in European countries. Some are in America. I've met about 3 in America. 3 that abandoned the war. So when you think that they are winning, but the military are losing the battles, okay, they cannot even capture any territory to claim that this is theirs anymore. The people, the military families are claiming that they want to stop the war. The wives, the families of the Cameroon military say they should stop the war. That is how you know that they are losing, because the military are dying as in their numbers. They have high casualties. Look at how many military are dying every day. Look at it. So when you look at that trajectory, you see that these people are losing. They are losing the war, right? Because they thought that they will crush, as they call it, crush that 2 cubes of sugar. Within 2 days, within 2 weeks, 1 week, they'll crush the 2 cubes of sugar. But this is 7 years going to 8 years. They have not even had a little iota of what they are still doing in Ambazonia. They have to just leave, right? They are losing. Another point to tell you that La Republic is losing the war is the economic strain on them. You know how much money La Republic spend on their military? They are crying of fuel subsidy, but they don't have money to pay teachers. They don't have money to pay civil servants. They don't have that. Okay, There is rising inflation, there is recession, there is depletion of the resources. Okay, is having a very difficult strain on, on the people. They don't have money. They're highly indebted. You saw the guy the other day was talking about La Republic being highly indebted, right? They have borrowed so much money that they don't know. It's a future generation that will pay that on you. It's not Ambazonians. But yet, they are still usurping our resources as we are fighting like this. But what we are saying is that they are failing because it's having a ripple effect on them. Time is on their side. Time is on their side. Okay? Time is not on our side. Yes, they are the one trying to struggle with their economy, trying to struggle with their military, trying to manage this, trying to manage the you know. Again, another point that to tell you that La Republic is losing the war. There is public dissent, widespread public dissatisfaction. The people are not happy. The people want La Republic to leave this war. There is anti-war sentiment that is going out among the La Republic population. They don't want to stay in Ambazonia no more. The people are not seeing anything that they are gaining from the war. Okay, the fact that they have a war coming. They have a war coming in La Republic. You have the fight for power clan and Hausa versus Bamleke versus this. That's how they are fighting. Then only among them the Bulu people. The Bulu Beti people consider Bamleke and Hausa like second class. The same as they considered us, you know. But we have told them that we will not take anything like second class citizen. We will not take that nonsense. We are Ambazonians. We had equal status. We join you people on equal base. So we will not take anything second class. We will not take that. Okay? Keep in mind that other groups are being treated the same way too. Not only Ambazonia. I understand. The Bamleke, for instance, are treated in a way that is gigantically disastrous. The Bamleke are looking towards Kamto. The Beti Bulu people are looking towards, one camp is looking towards Frangbia, another camp is looking towards Shantabia and Ngongo. The Nordis are there. They are waiting for Marafa Amidu Yaya to leave prison and come out. The Nordis are also looking towards they have two camp today. So it is camp, this and that. So that is that ethnocentrism character of the government, that all top rank directors are Betty Bolo people now. They will spice a little bit with some positions of some Bamlekes and spice a little bit some positions of some sub-directors of some position, but the real King Kongs of all top positions are Betty Bolo people. If you see this kind of system, right, that is very ethnocentric, that is focus on one tribe. What do you think about that kind of governance? It's a failed state, because there will be civil war. No matter, they say they should stop talking about civil war. You already have a crisis going on. You have to solve the crisis. You cannot even solve the crisis, but you are fighting to solve your own domestic crisis there in Yaoundé. It's a failed state. Okay? Failed state. Because there is nothing that you can tell me that will this will end up to. It will only end up in a kind of civil disobedience, protest, or war and power tussle between this ethnic clan and this ethnic, so they have made the mentality of the people now are so ethnic centric. The Bamleke are behind Kamto. The Ewondo Beti, they are behind Frangbia. The Hausa blah blah blah, they are behind Amidu Marafa Yaya. Everybody is behind somebody. Okay, we were not behind Frundi because Frundi misled us, okay, by not supporting our struggle. We could not support them. That's why we're telling even those parliamentarians there, don't waste your time in that regime. They don't even recognize you as a people there. You start writing letters to Kabaye Yege Jibri. What can Kabaye Yege Jibri do to you? Speaker of the National Assembly that has no power. Someone that has not seen Pobia for 5 years. 5 years, you're writing him letter to help you. Then these our own lawyers too. These bar association lawyers that they have no sense of direction. No. They are asking the lawmakers in the parliament to help them. To that there is that is a abrogation of the law. My brother, all the lawyers, you know, when this struggle started, there was a disparity between the common law system and the civil law system of La Republique. You cannot be a common law person. You are going to fight people who are in a civil law system. I said, I don't know if these lawyers understand what they are doing about. Why you have a common law system, you are going to fight people who are in a civil law system. You don't know how the civil law system works. It's the most corrupt system. The civil law system will put you in waiting trial for a communicado. The common law system is not like that. The common law system has the system of bails. They can bail you and you go out. You follow your case. All you need is just to put a bail bond and you go out and you fight your case, right? But the system in La Republique is that they will just put you there. This is Ayok Tabe that you just saw. They gave all the Naira 10 life imprisonment for being Ambazonian. That's their only crime. That is another topic for another day. But we are talking about La Republique now. International isolation. La Republique has faced international isolation. Let me give you two examples. One example is when the Swiss government was already having preparation towards our negotiation process. The Swiss government took upon themselves under the HD, which is a foreign negotiation organization in Switzerland. The Swiss government gave them that right to help train the leaders. The process was already ongoing. There was talks going on. La Republique also had delegation in that Switzerland negotiation. But what happened? La Republique abandoned it. Okay? You know, when you do things to this international community, they might not be talking, right? But you have shown them how you are not trustworthy. Okay? Your trustworthiness comes with when you show that you are willing to bring peace. You are willing to support the peace endeavors, right? But now, why do I say La Republique start losing support from allies, and he faced increasing diplomatic isolation when the Swiss government told them that you asked me that you are ready, that you say you will come and start this process. Now you abandon everything. The Swiss, remember, Switzerland cannot be in the mediation process without the whole of EU being behind them. Another example is Canada. The Canadian government took upon itself, the foreign ministry of Canada took upon itself to come and mediate our crisis. The La Republique Prime Minister was the initiator of this peace process. But what happened? Because of the Betty Bulu clan, they don't respect Prime Minister. Prime Minister has no power. Prime Minister, who is the head of government? He's just a figure. They call it figurehead. The head of government should be the Prime Minister. He should be the one to do appointments, not Bia even, for normal portfolio sake. The head of government is the prime minister, as the law puts it that way, right? But is he the head of government? No. That guy is not the head of government. He's the head of himself. Because you know who sent a communique to say that Cameroon did not send any delegation to Canada? Is the communication minister Rene Sadi. Rene Sadi is a Betty Bulu from Bia region. They're the one controlling that government. Prime Minister was confused. Betty Bulu. He sent up. Said no. Prime Minister was seal lip. You cannot speak. What happened? The Canadian government sent their own communique that they are ready to mediate between the Cameroon government and the Ambazonia leaders. Okay, and what happened? Mistrust. That is when La République started losing their own international isolation. Diplomatic isolation, you don't see it coming, but why they are isolating La République, we are instead gaining fame. You saw the Canadian conference that we had in Canada. You saw now American government approve our country to have their activities here. When you do something to Canada, know that you have. If you make Canada angry, know that you have made America angry. They are like twin brothers, Canada and America. So La République thought that they can go and do that thing in Canada, then America will show them face. No way. America has given us temporary protective status. America has done a lot for our struggle. But this diplomatic mission that we open is the last straw that proves La République isolationism. They have abandoned La République in the international scene because of what they did. And remember, there will be sanctions coming. You remember America also withdrew their military support to Cameroon, right? They withdrew their military support. Gradually, you're seeing they're abandoning La République to themselves, and they think that it doesn't have effect, right? When we had this event on Saturday, the 9th of December, to open the diplomatic mission, right? They asked the ambassador to go and tell who will listen to you. When you have created that mistrust in the minds of this international community, nobody can listen to you again, because they give you an opportunity to come and do your mediation process to negotiate with the Ambazonian leaders. You wrote a letter that you did not involve the people there, whereas the prime minister worked so hard behind the scene. We know that because they were trying to call all the leaders to go to Canada to try to see how they can start the mediation process. Mediation is not 1 day, 2 day thing. Sometimes mediation takes years. So if somebody think that mediation is just go and sit in Canada and talk 1 day, no. It's something that takes years and years and come. So I'm just saying that because that is one of the issues that has proved to you that La République is losing the war. You cannot see that, but look at it in your lenses. Another issue is political instability. La République has huge political instability now as we speak. The power struggle between those clans, the power tussle, the political change of government. Okay, La République can deny that there will be political instability or coup d'etat, but he cannot help it, right? Because that's what it's going to be. So that's how you know that La République is losing the war, because the people are fed up. The military, there's been a lot of military exodus. People are leaving the military. People don't even want to get involved into political in elections. There is election fatigue. People don't want to get involved because they know that CPJ will win. That is how there is that erosion of political support for the La République leadership. people don't want to even know who is be the next president. Even they just want maybe a military should just take over. That's how bad the La Republic situation is. Okay, and that is to tell you the new regime that will come, maybe military, they will not want to continue this war because they don't know why they are even in Ambazonia. They don't know. Ask those military there, they don't know. Majority of them say that's a useless war. The last issue I want to tell you is the resource depletion, exhaustion of their essential resources, their manpower, their weaponry, their financial reserve is crumbling. Debt and debt and debt and debt. Okay? Let me tell you that the US spent 10 years, okay? They spent 10 years in a war in Vietnam. Hundreds of billions of dollars, was trillions of money. They sacrificed almost 60,000 American lives. They suffered hundreds of thousands of American wounded. Okay, aside from the millions of deaths suffered by the Vietnamese allies, Vietnamese foes, but mostly by innocent civilians died. So many people died in that war. The justification of all that blood and sacrifice was to prop up a South Sudanese government, to maintain the sovereignty of South Sudan, South Vietnam. Okay, what happened? America lost that war. They lose the war with billions and billions of trillions of dollars. You know, sometimes you can have all the military power, all the military, but the way the people do their thing is different. Okay, yes, La Republic is suffering from material shortages. The amount of money they pay France, you know, France is the one supplying La Republic with their armor cars and all those things. The way they are suffering now is to tell you that the worst is yet to come. Our economic sabotage, the ghost towns, all these things is making the government lose a lot of money. You people have to understand that La Republic is using our money to buy materials and come and kill our people. You people are supporting them. You don't want to respect Ghost Town. You think Ghost Town is for economic sabotage. The number one goal of Ghost Town is economic sabotage. It's not even no. One day that La Republic lost, one day out of the 5 working days, they lost one day, Monday, has a huge effect on the economy. And that economic sabotage also, for our people to stop selling their goods to Douala or Bafoussam from Bamenda, that is also economic sabotage. I heard that the people of Western Province are short of food because most of their food were coming from the northern zone of Ambazonia, right? They are losing. That is it. Okay. La Republic has failed to achieve their objective in this crisis. They have failed everything, so they only hang on to this. The people they don't want this thing anymore. The military, the civilian population, they are fed up. You saw them crying on a vapor beer, on a vapor poor beer, on a vapor this. Okay, these are all indicators to tell you that La Republic is losing the war. La Republic cannot fight guerrilla warfare. Ambazonian forces often employ guerrilla warfare, right? La Republic don't know what is guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare involves hit and run attacks, ambushes, all those kind of things. La Republic cannot. For how long? For 7 years, they don't. Those Ambazonian restoration freedom fighters, they don't even do much. They only have their little things that they do there, and one ammo car is about how many million? Hundreds of million. One ammo car that they destroy like that. But they are destroying that thing now like you light matches and fire broke pot. La Republic cannot sustain guerrilla warfare. It's the same thing that America faced in Vietnam. America could not, the land topography, the topography of the land was very, very challenging and unconventional. The military are being taught to fight in the land and run, the climb that thing, make those jerseys. Guerrilla warfare is different. Yes. Guerrilla warfare, then our topography is different. Our terrain, the densely forest and that our challenging terrain in our region is so challenging to them. They cannot find those kind of ways. It's very difficult. There are regions that the military cannot even go. The military cannot go there. How can they go? How can they drive from one place to another? They cannot. So those are things that it tells you that La Republic is failing in the war. The earlier they do, like Germany, or like when America lose the war in Vietnam. Remember, America just lost another war in Afghanistan. What America did, they packed everything, right? So La Republic should copy the American style. They don't want to go to negotiation. They don't want to go to dialogue. They want to use their military. But the international community is telling them that they cannot win this war militarily. No way. Okay? They have their own internal divisions there trying to fight for power. They have so many challenges. Okay? But how do you win a war when you have so many political, social, economic, and historical problems facing you there? Fight. The only way that I'll tell La Republic, fight your battle. Choose your battle wisely. It's not every battle you go into. Okay? Like Ambazonia are not a place that you come and just hit and run. No. So choose your battle wisely and face better. Focus on your own day. Get beyond, change governance and bring a new leader and build your country. Leave Ambazonia alone. We already declared our restoration. So that's it. We are not nothing is so better you leave us and go away. Else you see your military come and die every day. The people respect our laws, our distinct Ambazonian. They have their flag, they have everything. Okay. If you want to help the people of La Republic to celebrate their independence day, 1st of January. But this 1st of January, we are not going to help them because it's a ghost town day, because that 1st of January happened to fall on a Monday, and our people is ghost town. So La Republic, they are free to go out and celebrate their Independence Day. Okay, to tell the world that they had their independence, we had our own independence separately. Okay, so kudos to them and happy Independence Day to La Republic, 1st of January. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you are watching on YouTube. Those watching on Facebook, those watching on, okay, hit the subscribe button.
Correct. The people of West Cameroon cannot be your slaves. The people of West Cameroon are not, you did not conquer them in war. If this is what you are saying that we should live in, I say simply, no, it will not work. How do you have an army that's supposed to protect children, step out there, beat them, and rape some? It is not heard of in any country. This is the 21st century. And anybody who does that and cannot be willing for his government to pay the price, we will exact it on you. Because you are making us believe that we went to the wrong place. What is there to say? I want the world to know and to have it on record that we have made efforts. I have sat with ministers and listened to them talk.
Hello, my people.
Say peace cannot reign unless there is love. Oh, my dear sisters, let us stand united, hold hands.